Hey guys, this is Eric with D&E Miniatures and Board Gaming. Today, we're going to go ahead and do an unboxing of Flames of War Open Fire. For those of you who've been interested in possibly getting into World War II miniature gaming, you got your choices. The two big contenders right now is Flames of War and Bolt Action. So depending on what scale you want to go with, depends on what game you might want to try. I looked at both, and I just didn't really want to get into like a larger scale, which is Bolt Action. I want to go with the smaller scale figures so I could field more units. I mean, I want to do things like, Operation Market Garden and the D-Day invasions. And it's kind of hard to do that with the larger figures. Larger figures in World War II, you're more of a skirmish base. Where with the Flames of War, you can do the larger scale battles. So why don't we dig into this, take a look, see what we get in it. First thing that I see that comes out, they have a way of telling you how everything should sit. Shows different designs, shows how to put together the Sherman tank, the difference between the Sherman and the Firefly. Shows that most of your miniatures are all one piece except for the machine gunners. I think they're only like 3 pieces. It looks pretty simple to put together though. I mean, we're talking 1/100 scale anyway, so it's not going to be that difficult. They give you 2 quick reference charts, one for the Germans, one for the Americans. And then this is the one thing that I was really kind of interested in when I heard about this game. You've got your large rule book, about 290 pages long. And then you've got your quick start, which is about 50 pages. Though not everything's in the quick start, this gives you the ability to jump right into it and play, because this game is pretty well balanced from what all my research has told me. You've got an American-German force, and you can play with just what's in the box. Now, for those of you who are used to buying games, and you go out, you buy the game, and a lot of times you buy a lot of extra stuff to go with it, so you don't just have what's in the base game. Flames of War is not a game you want to do that with. It's designed around specific set units, and if you want to play something like, as I said earlier, Operation Market Garden, you want to go out and get the book specifically for Operation Market Garden, so that you can have those units set up the way you want them. In this one, it's got specific setups where you can add on to it, but you want to wait till you buy the game to see what you can add on, so you don't have to buy any more supplement books right off the bat. I think I was looking through the quick start and the rules, and you can add on, there's some reconnaissance vehicles for the Americans, more troops, more Sherman tanks. I believe the Germans, you can add on some Tigers. Just simple little things, but just to see if you really like it before you just go hog wild with it, okay? So let's see what some of the miniatures look like. First out are the 3 Stugs for the Germans. That's the 3 armors that the Germans are going to get. And then you get 6 Shermans and 2 Fireflies. The only major difference is the size of the gun. Just kind of laying them out. We'll take a closer look at them all later. Now, when you do pull out your figure packs, keep in mind, you have 2 frames, about 130, 140 figures, but they have the Germans and the Americans mixed in. So when you're going to take those off, it's a very good idea to have your handy guide with you. And it'll show you who's what, and it even has letters noting what they are. Okay, so like O for an officer, RO for radio operator, R for rifleman. I could go on, but you guys get the hint, and it's all right here, okay? Now you do have a bag of bases. Now keep in mind, don't just go and start throwing figures on the bases. There's specific ways you have to design, put them on there, certain ways they have to be facing. Now this specific game does have 3 different size bases. You've got a base for the Pack 40s for the Germans. Then you've got your regular bases, and you've got your special, like your command, your machine gun bases, mortars, things like that, okay? The German Pack 40s, you get 2 in this game. And what war game would not be complete without a bag of dice? They give you plenty of 6-sided dice. They're the smaller ones. If you're not comfortable with these, come on guys, we're all gamers. We have dice. So if you don't like those, dig into your dice packs or go buy some more, okay? They have an interesting terrain feature piece here. It's the V2 rocket. That's one of the objectives and some of the scenarios that are being played in this one. And then they give you, if you don't happen to have any terrain, they give you some terrain pieces, some walls, some woods, and 3 buildings. And then you also have your gone to ground, your dug in, your bogged down, your Allied and German objectives. They have both the US and the German. Because in this, it's just Germans and United States, okay guys? You're not going to have Germans, you're not going to have Russians. Now if you do want to play the British, did I just say Germans and Russians? Yeah. British and Russians and Japanese. Now if you do want to play one of these other forces, you can go out and get supplement books. Keep in mind, Flames of War is designed where you're either, when you're building your forces, you can build early, mid, or late war forces. Okay? And that's going to make a big difference in the type of weapons they have and type of abilities they have. So just keep that in mind. What we're going to do now, we're going to take a closer look at some of these sprues. Alright guys, so first up, let's take a look at the Firefly tank. Now you'll notice it's pretty much going to be about the same as the Sherman tank. The only difference is the Firefly has a large gun, okay? The Sherman sprue, pretty much the same as the Firefly, but as you will notice, I'll point it out in a second, you got a smaller gun right here, okay? Smaller turret. So you get 2 Fireflies, and you get 6 Shermans. Take a look at the miniatures now. You get about 139, 140 of these. And as I said, they're all pretty much mixed in. You got German and Americans on this sprue. So be careful when you're cutting them off. And here's the German Stug. Now as I said folks, these are 1/100 scale. You're not going to have a lot of pieces. They're going to go together really fast. So make sure before you start them, you cut them out. Make sure they fit together, okay? And here's the German V2 rocket sprue. Nice little addition to your terrain pieces, okay? So guys, that's about it. That's Flames of War, Open Fire. If you like it, go to your local hobby store. Go on eBay, go wherever. I got this personally at Tree Fort Games in Fayetteville, Georgia. That's where myself and Don play all the time. If you guys are in Georgia and you want to stop by, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday they're open, and you will find either Don or I there most of those days. Stop by, say hey, join the game with us. We're usually running something. As always, remember guys, support your local gaming stores. And if you have any comments or questions, please add them on. And please, feel free to watch any of our other videos and subscribe. You guys have a good one. Game on, alright? Later.